Hello everyone, it's Deb Rink, the whole drink, and today I am inspired by a friend who is going through a situation, and I want to focus on a question. How do you know when to end a relationship and let it go? So I'm going to use the stories from my life. And in my life, I have had 4 serious long-term relationships as an adult, 3 marriages, and I lived with, cohabitated with one other. And before I get into the story, I'm going to have a teaching moment for you from my lovely late mother. When I would go to her with any questions of relationships or life, her go-to answer consistently, very consistently, was, no one can tell you what to do. Only you know what's in your heart. Only you know the feelings. Only you know the answers. They are within you. So taking that, remember, when you are talking to your friends and hearing the advice that they give, rather than taking the advice and running with it, the teaching moment I want to have with you is notice how your body feels when they say it. Do you agree with what they're saying, or do you disagree with what they're saying? Your body will tell you. And pay attention to those feelings. Thank them no matter what you felt like. And go on and make your decision appropriately. So the stories of my life, all of them very much, very similar, I'll say. All 4 stories are very similar, so I will generalize everything. And in each case, I got into the relationship for adventure and the fun factor. And what are you all saying right now? Oh my God, the fun factor. It works sometimes. It does. There are plenty of couples, and I want to remind you over and over in this video, this is just one story from my life. Take this story, take the pieces of it that help you and use it, and leave the other pieces behind. But in my life, I got into relationships for the fun factor. Ooh, what we did together and all the fun we could have. The relationships always went well for a while. And in every single case, at some point, months down the road, there was a change in the relationship. I had 3 marriages, so 3 times the change didn't happen until after marriage. So this, in my case, just in my case, this was where the seriousness of marriage shifted for me. After the change of these habits, marriage habits. So dating, beautiful, everyone's nice to each other. Arguing was at a normal level, and during dating, and treatment was wonderful both ways. What else? I don't know. But then after marriage, almost all the cases, arguing increased a lot. Treatment changed, definitely changed. So in my case, the relationship became lackadaisical, and there went the adventure. Daily adventure is just as important as going out on your weekend adventures or your big adventures in life. So when the daily adventure left, then my thoughts began to change. And once my thoughts started changing to not liking the situation so much, I started building resentment. In the midst of this, I want to say, as a side note, these situations can be handled. These situations can be gotten through and overcome, and you can come out the other side in more love than you ever were before. I did not choose men that could do that with me. It takes good communication. It takes an open ear, an open mind, an open heart, and that's hard to do sometimes, right? So in my situation in my life, I did not choose the men that had that characteristic. So once everything shifted to a more negative status of a relationship, then my thoughts started to change. And at some point after that, and these are always months at a time. So the treatment shifted a few months, then my thoughts started to change another few months. And at some point in time there, my thoughts became, well, maybe things were better when I was by myself than they are with him. And once the thought went there, it was almost like I started planning my escape. So, in the struggles, in every step of the way, in every transition I mentioned, so from dating to moving in or marriage or whatever that was, yes, I did have talks. I did initiate talking and communicating about what I was feeling and what solutions we could come up with. Those conversations did not help my situations. The next transition, from the treatment changing to where my thoughts were going to resentment. Had a conversation there too. I'm really not having a good time here. And the conversations always went upon deaf ears. Always. Communication was important in my case. I didn't get it. I didn't get it, they didn't get it, and we did not get it as a couple in every case I've had so far in life. So then deciding that, all right, being alone really feels better to my soul than being with this man. Eventually, I brought that up to him. In all the cases, it was, wow, I see where you're coming from. Yep, I agree. So, whatever the stories might be in each individual case, whatever the thoughts on his end and on my end might be in each individual case, they all came to the same agreement. Well, both of us feel like, I think it'd be a lot nicer and better life to be alone than together. That was how I made my decision. My friend inspired me to tell this story yesterday because she had just made that decision herself. So I wanted to share this with all of you. If anyone is having struggles, talk all you want. Talk to your friends all you want. Everything should go by more eyes and more ears if you want them to. Just remember the key. Listen to your body when they're saying the advice they give you. Pay attention to your thoughts when they're saying the advice they give you. Are you agreeing with them? Are you disagreeing with them? You telling them to go take a hike in your own mind? Or are you saying, oh my God, yes, you're so right? And use those feelings, use those thoughts while you have conversations to help you make your final decision. And here is to healthy relationships with healthy communication every day and an open mind all the time. Ciao for now, and have a great week. Signing off from Deb Rink.